My name is Nur Anis Amira binti Abdurrahman.
My name is Nariman Aina binti Srenchana.
My name is Nur Ani Nazira binti Badaruddin.
My name is Nur Amarina binti Azhar.
My name is Wan Ila Maisara binti Wan Muhammad Norman.
About 42% working women in the United States say about the gender they have been and face in discrimination situation. They make a report of a broad array of personal experiences ranging from earning less than male counterparts for doing the same job to being passed over for important assignments, according to a new analysis of Pew Research Center survey data. This survey are doing to get more information regarding discrimination about men and women in terms of recruiting in workplace. Gender discrimination, also known as sexual discrimination, is any action that specifically denies opportunities, privileges, or rewards to a person either in a group because of gender. The practice of letting a person's gender become a factor when deciding who receives a job or a promotion is gender discrimination. When gender is a factor in any decisions about employment opportunities or benefits, that too is gender discrimination. While most discrimination charges claim that a woman was discriminated against in favor of a man, there have also been cases where males have claimed that they have been discriminated against on the basis of gender. These cases are usually referred to as reverse discrimination. They actually based on the situation and scope because not all companies discriminate only women, but it depends on them. Basically, a lot of factors in discrimination in gender, their effects in future also.
There are some factors that gender discrimination happen in recruitment. Firstly, recruiter perception towards male candidates and women candidates. The perception on males performing better than women can be swayed or influenced by bias unconsciously. This makes women out there are hard in landing a job. Plus, they only have better chances of being recruited for part-time position, as such jobs are viewed as more compatible with future motherhood. Furthermore, recruiters also assume that women will have to dismiss early to take care of their child, cannot focus on work as there are interruptions, less committed and less productive than similarly qualified male workers. Therefore, preference hiring is given to men. The second factor is job segregation, especially in job advertisement. Research has shown that the word used in job description as the advertisement can subtly filter men and women into separate occupations and industries. Some job postings reveal their gender preferences outright by including masculine stereotype words such as competitive, aggressive, and independent that may reveal women candidates. The statistics show that men apply to jobs where they meet 60% of the qualification, while women only apply when they meet 100% of the qualification. Thirdly, gender discrimination in job interview. The questions interviewers ask to women may be biased as it not standardized for all candidates. One study found that recruiters tend to ask male candidates about their experience with law enforcement and from their point of view, while for women candidates are more to irrelevant questions like no right answer for the question or not relatable with the job applied for. Recruiters also ask about their marital status or parental plans that may result not get the job. Therefore, gender discrimination should not happen in recruitment because men and women deserve the same right.
Next, I would like to discuss about some importance of gender diversity to stop gender bias when recruiting. Firstly, organizations that embrace diversity hiring enjoy wider talent pool. Their vacancies on organizations can draw attention from a broader variety of applicants since more candidates of diverse backgrounds will apply to them. A more diverse approach gives them the prospect to benefit from views that fall outside the norm and increase the extent of creativity and innovation of their organization. Secondly, a diverse workforce represents a desirable workplace environment for candidates. Research has shown in different studies that employees in pro-diversity countries, including the US and Western Europe, prefer diverse work environment. The job site Glassdoor also found in a survey of 1,000 respondents that 67% of job seekers typically look at workforce diversity when considering an application. In addition, diverse leaders were much more likely to build a vibe with fresh, imaginative approach, as well as the teams produce better products or service in organizations. Thirdly, a diverse workforce reveals a successful management structure that will attract investors. The gender diversity will convey to investors that a business is being run smoothly. The social market evaluation analysis reveals that investors favor if organizations utilize core values like the existence of gender diversity in recruiting and discourage those who do not meet the standard. Fourthly, organizations that embrace the diversity of the hiring will be improve their understanding of customer needs. The customers are likely coming from all backgrounds, and it's much more likely that they will be able to connect directly with them and enhance their understanding of what their customers needs by diversifying their teams. The more diverse their workers are, the higher the chance of their workers being able to satisfy the needs of individual customers. Therefore, this will give an advantage to their business. Last but not least, organizations that embrace the diversity of the hiring will be improved innovation and creativity. Men and women have a different point of view, concepts, and market insights that allows greater problem solving, eventually leading to excellent performance at the level of the business unit. In conclusion, the gender diversity in the workplace greatly benefits the organization. Therefore, gender discrimination during a recruitment should be stopped for the good of both parties.
There are three consequences of gender bias. First, it affects one's mental health. Second, it triggered workplace conflict. And third, organizational productivity will be reduced. The first effect of gender discrimination is it affects one's mental health. An individual who experiencing gender discrimination at their workplace usually will get involved in mental health problems. The reason for this mental health to occur is because they will develop higher anxiety levels, then leading them to show the symptoms of being depressed. When their emotion was fully disrupted by the depression, they tend to take harmful substances to release stress, such as drugs and alcohol. As they consume the drugs and alcohol, they cannot perform their job duties well due to impaired focus. Second, workplace conflict might occur as an effect to the gender discrimination. Discrimination also can be categorized as harassment. The victim for this discrimination might cause chaotic at the workplace as a sign of dissatisfaction to the company. This will affect the team or department that involved with the group supporting the person that has been discriminated against, and another group of people or worker in the company siding the alleged discriminator. Conflicts that happen may affect the department and team in the company.
Third, organizational productivity will be reduced. Conflict that happens in the office and attitude problems by a worker lead to office disharmony. When this happens, employers will not feel comfortable at work, therefore, they could not give their full efforts and commitment to fulfill their job scope.
Improving gender bias is not easy. A study indicates about 10 seconds is needed for recruiters to create opinions of people in their first meeting. After that, the whole remainder of the interview is spent searching for ways to validate their prejudged suspicions. Therefore, there are a few steps on how to improve a gender bias in recruiting and selection. The first step is blind the curriculum vitae. A CV is a document used when applying for jobs. The modern way of constructing a standard CV that does not contain something that offers information about a potential worker's sex, age, and ethnicity. The best thing about this is that it removes any kind of data that has little to do with the job capabilities of an individual. This is a kind of effective management at starting levels of the diversity and inclusion of employees and is something that will be even more applied during this year. The second step is use a structured and scripted interview process. According to Web of Studies, organized interviews are more predictive of working results. You can standardize the interview process and make the interview fairer and more objective by using a script to ask questions. This implies decline all the small talk that could assist the employer to shape an early opinion of the interviewee and get to the point without wasting time. To avoid the unconscious bias of gender in the hiring process, employers must set up the same questions for all work applicants. The third step is include different genders in the hiring process. According to the Harvard Business Review, having the same social identity will influence hiring decisions. This is why women are more into hiring women and men are more into hiring men. Thus, it will help to maintain the balance by involving both gender recruiters and hiring managers. The decrease of length discrimination is when the employer shares with the lower performing group a non-demographic characteristics. The last step is employers have to check their job description. Even after taking the above steps, if they feel gender bias is still affecting the hiring process, it is time for things to change. Take a rewind and look one more time at job description. To clarify the work, check the term that has been selected. They might be shocked to hear that in work advertisement, there are more than 25,000 problem phrases that suggest something about gender bias.
In a nutshell, it can conclude that women are mostly facing in this discrimination situation in hiring or job description. Even though we know more women out there have a higher education like degree and others, but salary they receive is less than they supposed earn. Most companies prefer to hire more men workers because their mentality on women is a negative thought. Such an example, they think women are weak and not strong enough to do heavy work. Workers will have the consequences regarding discrimination gender such and conflicts between them. As we know, in a group of work, we need to have cooperation to make our work easy and smooth. But having this conflict will affect the achievements of the company itself. The work might be not complying what managers needed because workers are having in conflict and not in good teamwork to complete the task given. In my opinion, it is not good to have this discrimination between men and women because a lot of effects will gain rather than advantages. Women nowadays can do many work and can be independent, so it will not be a problem if a company hires more women or have a balanced gender. They also have a solution for a company need to fix by applying, for example, in terms of artificial intelligence or AI, or digital recruitment platforms, structured and scripted interview process, and curriculum vitae, which is we call as CV. I think that's all from us. Thank you for lending your ears and giving your time for our presentation today.